If you're not new to this channel, then you must have heard me say this time and time again, that it doesn't matter how great your plans and strategies are, if you do not have the necessary energy and momentum to follow through, your dreams remain wishes, because low energy is one of those key things that often sabotage our lives. In last week's video, I addressed part of this problem as we looked at the habits that are secretly draining your energy. But it's not enough to get rid of these bad habits without building new ones to help protect and maintain your regained energy. Because as long as you are alive and active, your energy levels are bound to go down. But how do we ensure that it doesn't run down faster than we can replenish, or that you are not wasting it on things that don't really matter? So in today's video, let's look at 5 simple habits to protect and maintain your energy levels so that you can stay disciplined and productive and get things done this year. The first one is to develop the habit of being in tune with yourself. Pay attention to what's going on with your body, your soul, and your spirit. There are always notifications. No device suddenly shuts down without first giving a warning. Your phone tells you when it's running low on battery, your car tells you when it's running low on gas. So too, our bodies always tell us when it needs attention. The question is, are you paying attention to the signs, or are you too busy to notice? Are you too busy to notice that you're a lot more forgetful than usual, having problems concentrating, taking longer time to complete tasks than you normally do, or maybe just lacking motivation altogether? These days, are you in a bad mood most of the time, getting very impatient, easily irritated, lack of sleep, getting sick more than usual? Are you having this sudden pull to the place of prayer and meditation? That can be a spiritual notification as well. Being on the lookout for these signs and checking in with yourself from time to time will avoid a situation where your body suddenly shuts down at the wrong time. I talk so much about working from the place of rest, slowing down or taking breaks when necessary, but if you do so at the wrong time, it will cost you. There is time for everything. You should not be taking breaks when it's time for you to work harder, or slowing down when it's that season for you to pick up momentum. You don't want your body to shut down just when you're at the doorstep of an opportunity. That has happened to me a few times when I knew for sure that I had to be picking up momentum in a certain area, but my body could not carry me. Now, sometimes the problem is not that we are not noticing the signs. The problem is we notice, but we ignore. Either because we are too busy, obsessed with what we are chasing, or because of this unrealistic expectation that we have to be on top of our game 24/7. And when we can't, we fake it. The purpose of this video is not to help you maintain your energy levels constantly at 100%. That's unrealistic. The goal here is for you to be able to function from a place where you are excited, energized about your endeavors and your service and your projects. Even if it's demanding, even if it is hard, you are doing it from a place of joy, fulfillment, and not burnout. Just because you charge your phone all night doesn't mean it won't run down. And the rate at which it's running down will be determined by the activities you're carrying out on that phone. That's why you should not compare your energy levels with anybody else. I read somewhere that an airplane burns fuel at a faster rate during takeoff than when it's already in flight. So too, as humans, we burn our energy at different rates depending on what's going on in our lives. If you're at the beginning of any endeavor right now, chances are it's going to take a lot out of you. If you are starting a business, starting a family, maybe you just had a new job or got a promotion, whatever thing that is new in your life, chances are it's going to be taking a lot out of you. When I just started my YouTube channel, it used to take a lot out of me just to put out one video. But now it takes me less time and energy to put out a video of the same quality or even better. And it's the same when my kids were much younger. The amount of energy they would take out of me in a day was way more than now when they're a little bit more grown and independent. So even though it's our goal to maintain our energy levels way up there, there is no need for you to fake that you have it at 100% all the time. If not, you'll ignore all the warning signs, and before you know it, your body will shut down on you at a time that you don't want, when you're just at the doorstep to an opportunity and you will miss out on it. This second tip is especially for you who is presently running on low. How do you keep going without shutting down? You turn on the low power mode. When your phone is running low on battery, it often prompts you to turn on the low power mode. And what does this do? It turns on dark themes. It could reduce the brightness, turn off keyboard sounds and vibrations, restrict apps with high battery use so that it can preserve the little energy life that is left. We should apply this same idea in our lives. If you are presently running on low, review, evaluate, find out what area of your life needs to go on battery saving mode. To keep going on low, some things have to pause, some things have to slow down, and some things have to be deleted altogether. Whatever has slowed down at another time can pick up momentum again. Whatever you have paused can always be unpaused. You're doing this temporarily so that you can survive on low until when you can regain your energy and begin to thrive. I mentioned in one of my previous videos how I had to turn on this mode sometime mid last year because I had some key projects to finish and I just could not have everything running at once. So I paused some things, I slowed down with some, and I got the projects done. When it was over, I came back and unpaused what was paused and picked up speed again in the areas where I had slowed down. So never be afraid to take that step. Now, this is not an encouragement for you to sit in the place of comfort. You will almost never get anything done from the place of comfort, but do not push yourself to a breaking point because then it defeats the purpose for which you set out in the first place. One thing you should never forget to do when you're in low power mode is to set healthy boundaries and to communicate those boundaries. Remember that as we live together with people, we set expectations. And when changes happen in our lives, if we do not communicate them, then those expectations may remain the same but may not be met. And that's when conflicts come in. Who are those people who need to know that right now you are on low power mode and so that their expectations should adjust accordingly? Make sure you set those boundaries and you communicate them. This next one has been a game changer in helping me maintain my energy and survive through some tough seasons that came unannounced, or even some that I knew I was going to walk into. And this is for us to have some energy reserve, have a backup. When we foresee, say, a famine, we stock up on food. We all save for a rainy day. If you were going, say, on a long trip, even if your phone is fully charged, you still carry along your power bank or your portable charger because you know that at some point that phone is going to run down on battery. If a health crisis hits you now, is your present physical body able to handle it? Should a storm come, are you mentally prepared? If the enemy attacks, are you spiritually alert and prepared to overcome? Sometimes we're just careless with our time and our energy, especially in the good seasons, living as though storms will never come. We don't pray for them, but as long as we're in this fallen world, trials and tribulations will come. And it must not be a trial. Sometimes just different stages in life require more energy than others, but we have been given the tools and the wisdom to overcome. The point I'm making here is that invest now in your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Don't say, why should I be mindful about the contents that I consume? I'm not so easily influenced. Well, that may be the case right now because everything is going on well. But in those tough seasons, remember that your mind is going to go back to those reserves, looking for tools to survive. The question is, what you have saved up there, is it enough to build resilience to go through the storm? Don't equally say that, well, why should I bother about sleep, rest, eating healthy, exercise? I'm 40, I feel like 20. You want to keep investing in that body that feels like 20 because you're going to need it on a rainy day. And spiritually, you may convince yourself that I'm okay, I'm able to get by with a few prayers sprinkled here and there. But then a storm hits and now you want to do a 70-day fasting and prayers. And the storm is just so loud that you can't even hear God's voice directing you. A voice that you have not even practiced hearing and understanding. So please invest in every area of your life, especially if you are in a harvest season. It's very easy to let down your guard, forgetting that after every harvest, may come another planting season. The next one is to incorporate your energy gaining habits into your daily routine. There are so many things competing for our attention every day. The ones that we schedule are the ones that will most likely get that attention. So what are your energy gaining habits? Is it exercise? Schedule it. Is it prayer and meditation? Schedule it. Is it some alone time to recharge? Schedule it. Is it going out there to socialize and mingle with people for a little bit? Schedule it. When it's in our routine, it gradually becomes a habit and then it becomes second nature. And finally, make it a habit to always seek support, accountability, and wise counsel. People often ask me, Chantal, how do you do it? Working as a nurse, taking care of your young ones, putting up videos on YouTube weekly. As you know, this can easily be a full-time job by itself, and equally helping people one-on-one with their personal growth and development. And I always tell them it's support, accountability, and wise counsel. With these comes strength and wisdom. If I have been able to succeed in the different roles that I play, if I've been able to maintain some level of balance, it's not because my energy levels are always at 100%. It's not because I'm so perfect and I don't make mistakes. It's not because I'm always motivated. It's because of these three things that I just mentioned. And the first credit goes to God. He is my number one support, my ever-present help. And I equally am accountable to him because he's the one who has given me life and purpose and the assignment. So I'm accountable to him. And above all, I rely on him for counsel and for wisdom. Without him, I'll just be building my own kingdom on sandy soil just to watch it fall apart. And God often brings us the support in human form. A big shout out to my husband. I get so much help from him. Working as a team has been a blessing that I thank God for on a daily basis. If you run a home, you would agree with me that having individual schedules aligned in a way that works for everybody can be very challenging. And so teamwork goes a long way. This has helped me a lot to maintain my energy levels so that I can stay motivated and stay disciplined. So if teamwork is lacking in your home, in your immediate circle, or your little productivity team, that should be something that you should look into, seriously. It's not going to come overnight, but you should be very intentional about working on teamwork. It helps a lot. Now, it's also a big blessing if your support system is equally part of your accountability system, because when people are supporting you, they are more likely to hold you accountable because they are investing their time, their energy, their love, their prayers, their emotions, their desires to see that you succeed. And so they'll hold you accountable. They'll want to see that something comes out of that investment. In conclusion, if you are low on energy, it will affect your motivation. When you are low on energy, you are not motivated to do anything. And without motivation, you cannot be disciplined. So if you want to solve your lack of discipline problem, solve your motivation problem. If you want to solve your motivation problem, one of the things to handle is to deal with your low energy problem. I hope that this 3-part mini series has been helpful to you. It has motivated you to stay on your growth journey. I'm giving a big shout out to you who is doing your best to put your life together. You're doing your best to grow. You're doing your best to contribute in your unique way to the world around you. Don't give up. Not long from now, you'll look back and you'll be so happy you did not give up. Thank you so much for watching till this point. I love you all and I'll see you in the next.